Hi everybody! Welcome to a short little stream that we're going to be doing here at Abbey Games to talk about our video game Godhood, which is in early access on Steam and is going to have a milestone update tomorrow on Thursday, October 24th. Checking. October 24th. Yes. The milestone update's name, Create Your Own Religion, and it's got that name because with this update we have introduced many new features, lots of balance changes, overhauls to the game's economy and everything, all with the goal of empowering you more than ever before to create your own religion. And I'm going to be talking about a couple of those features, starting with probably the biggest new feature for this update, which is the religious developments. Now, let me switch over here. There are, for every commandment, we have added a religion development tree, which, as you can see over here in this example for war, is sort of a tech tree, you could say, that you will progress through as you play Godhood by gathering more worshippers. So as your religion grows, you will unlock more of these religious developments. And it's up to you to decide how you want your war religion to grow. If you look at war, for example, your first choice is going to be to aspire to valor or give in to savagery. So it's a pretty big choice for your religion. Will you be valorous and protect the weak, or savage and, take what you can get? In between those two nodes over there, you'll also see a red exclamation mark, which is interesting because it means that you can only pick one of those two. So it's actually like a big decision that based on that, you will unlock a bunch more religious developments, which means that your religion can keep becoming more like detailed and expansive. Each of those nodes will also provide you with a cool bonus, unique item, or like new events for your religion. And like I mentioned, every single commandment has one of these. So there's a bunch of like pretty big trees for you to work through, like the peace one that we're looking at here. In addition to that, there is another new game system that we call religious tenets. They are sort of like a commandment, but a lot smaller, and each of them has a tree like this. So let's take a look at animism, which is one of the religious tenets in which your religion starts worshipping animals and conferring with nature spirits, becoming very nature-oriented. If that's something that you want for your religion, you could pick up the animism tenet and unlock this new tree. And then you could start, for example, praying to a holy tree, or exalting cats or dogs, at which point like little cats will actually start walking around your holy site. So that's like really exciting stuff. Let's go ahead and jump into the game and actually show that off in a game that I'm playing. I am playing Cthulhu because I have a good sense of humor. I don't at all. Cthulhu. For Cthulhu, I picked the Madness Commandment, which was from our previous update. And I just decided, because I am Cthulhu, that I want to worship cats. So I picked up the animism tenet just before I started playing here. I want to fight. I leveled up to unlock my first tenet, and I got it. So let's take a look over here. We've got a new button at the top right called Religion Development. And when I go in there, I have two unlocked trees right now here at the top. Let me move my face. We have Madness and my newly unlocked Animism tenet. As you can see, I have a couple of options here. Hallowed Tree, Exalt Cats, Dogs, or just Animal Worship, in which case I can pick my own animal. But I'm Cthulhu, so I want to pick cats. And as you can see here, I will gain the Holy Cats upgrade, which gives me +2 cunning for a couple of my nature-related miracles. Which is cool, because having animism already gives me a neat bonus. Nature spirits occurs after performing a herder's hut, hunter's lodge, or farmland miracle. So the sort of nature-related miracles. So worshipping cats goes hand in hand with that. So if I want to set this upgrade or development, I can say set development. It's going to require 200 cute cultists, as my worshippers are called, to get. So I'm going to do that. There we go. So now we are working towards exalting cats. Now in order to do that, I'm going to need to gather a bunch of worshippers. So I'm going to start doing that while I talk about some of the other new features. I would say another very big thing that we wanted to do with this update was increase Godhood's challenge and also make it so that you as a player have many more options and choices, but also much harder choices to make. And one new thing that we wanted to do for that was introduce crystal skulls. As you can see in the top left here, I have 8 of them right now. And every time that I go on the sacrament, my people have to worship or have to sacrifice a single crystal skull. If I ever run out of crystal skulls, my religion is at a risk of fading away and thus losing the game. If I ever lose a sacrament while I have no crystal skulls available, I lose the game. I have 8 right now, so that means that I have 8 missions to send my people on before I really start getting into trouble. I just won a bunch of new crystal skulls by defeating the boss on this first island over here. If you haven't played Godhood in a while, we have radically expanded the map and included many new challenges and things for you to discover on the map. My goal right now is to go over here to the lair of the Druid King, defeat them, and that will earn me new crystal skulls. So before I run out, I'm gonna have to make sure that I get over there and convert them to my religion, so they will hand over their crystal skulls to me. To see the crystal skulls in effect, I'm gonna start a sacrament here. Let me see. Weak versus divine. Have anything? Have a lot of nature and darkness. I could defeat that. I'm gonna put my cultist over here. So, another thing that we've done is we have overhauled a bunch of the sacraments, and we've introduced several new rules in order to give you as a player more strategy and more choice about how you want to go about the sacrament. The first thing, I'll actually go back into my village for a second here, is preparation miracles are now much more important, and there's a lot more of them to do. There's many more ways for you to prepare for a sacrament. So I'm actually going to cancel this. For one, we have introduced boost rituals. For instance, I could send my cultists over here to permanently increase their cunning stat by 1 for a cost of offerings. In this case, 50 offerings. But every time that I do that, it becomes more expensive. And this gives you a lot more control over how you want your characters to evolve. And I don't think I'm going to do that. In addition, we have done a complete overhaul of our game's economy. All the buildings have new costs, rejiggered upgrades, new rewards that they grant, and other resources will automatically be gathered by your worshippers. So you can see they're all over here at the material gathering away, even if I don't tell my disciples to go over there and gather stuff. But I could still inspire my disciples to do so, because that allows me to gather a lot more of that resource a lot quicker. Kuali is really hurt, so I'm gonna have them heal. Ooh, I never even built the healing building. Gardens allows me to heal. I'm gonna go one more day. Alright, my people are excited. Let's go out on the sacrament and I'll tell you all about the new sacrament rules that I alluded to before. First, disciples will always target the disciple across from them. And this allows you to put in a lot more strategy in how you set up your sacrament. For example, I'm going to put my cultist, who is a dark element, up against this life defender in order to take advantage of their weakness. Weak versus dark. Oh, actually, it's the other way around. They're very powerful against dark. But these nature prophets are weak against dark, so I'm going to put my 2 dark disciples up against these 2 nature disciples. An Elo with the highest defense. Now, what's interesting is if your disciples have a particularly high knowledge stat, so Kuayin certainly doesn't, but maybe Elo does? Yeah, Elo's got a pretty high knowledge. That gives your disciple a chance to defy that rule and actually attack their optimal target instead of whoever is across from them. Now let's look at that in action, shall we? So first, I'm going to sacrifice one of my crystal skulls. And as you see, we have also removed team turns. So instead of first my team acting and then the other team acting, you're going to see each disciple acting individually based on the cunning stat that they have. So those two beast walkers have a really high cunning, so they acted first. And there you can see Elo with their high knowledge stat defying the targeting rules and attacking one of the beast walkers instead. That's really good. Cool. So with these new rules, in addition to a bunch of rebalances to the disciple classes and the enemy encounters, we have tried to make the sacraments a lot more strategic and a lot more tactical. Very nice. Got my resources. So, as you can see, I have now progressed towards exalting cats. Let's take a look here. A thing that I just got before I started playing on the stream here was Keeper of Secrets, which is a madness development. The Keeper is chosen by Cthulhu to silence those who waste words. So the Keeper of Secrets is an event that I can trigger. So let's go ahead and do that. This is something that I can only do because I am a madness god that chose to place secrecy above chaos at the start. When you start playing your madness playthrough in the game, I highly recommend you take chaos, because you can do stuff like summoning aberrations and mutilating heretics, which sounds pretty awesome. Maybe I should have gone with that, but now I'm going to pick my Keeper of Secrets. They're going to get a plus 20% knowledge buff. So I'm going to give that to Karmana, my head cultist. Whoa. Not sure why, but Karmana got all purpley. And they are now my Keeper of Secrets. So there are a bunch of these trees, and each of them have a bunch of different nodes that give you unique benefits like that one. I'll leave you to discover them all, but I could make my disciples doomsayers, have them discover the power of secrets, or become a god of chaos. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see here. We have done a bunch of upgrades to your quality of life stuff, showing you upgrades that are available, which also have been completely revamped. Also, you have more choice and more strategy when you play Godhood. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing the game again, but for a longer period of time, and during that you'll probably see that the impact that the crystal skulls have, because you're really going to have to race against your total amount of crystal skulls. I think we're going to wind down here for now. Tomorrow I will be streaming when this update goes live at 7 CEST here in the Netherlands. We're going to be playing a couple of different types of religions. We're going to be looking at a couple of these different religious developments. And we're just going to create a cool and interesting religion. I hope you guys join me for that. For now, I hope you're excited about all the new features, systems, and overhauls to the game's systems that we have in store for you. I haven't even talked about, if you look at the game right now, the fact that your commandments now also inform the way your village looks. This is a madness village, which looks very different from a lust village. And the fact that we have completely overhauled the recruitment mechanics. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to be talking about a lot more of it tomorrow. Look forward to that. And thank you for joining me for this one. This was Rick for Abbey Games, talking about Godhood's Create Your Own Religion Milestone update, which is releasing on Thursday, October 24. Hope you look forward to it. Thank you so much. Peace.